What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. You guys, today I just want to talk about something that's actually really irrelevant, really important to a lot of us. Hey, y'all, it's me, Serenity Soul Invictus. What's up? Gonna wait for a few more people to just join in this fun topic today because we have so much to talk about today. I don't want to talk very long because I'm quite busy. I have so much things going on right now that it's not funny, and I was not able to do a video at home for quite some time. So just thought I would just come on here and we'll dive right into it. Right into it. So, right now, the topic, I see someone I can't really figure out. I haven't done this in so long, I can't really figure out how to see my comments, but I'm going to check them out later. Anyways, seeing that you'll be able to like go back and replay this video, I'm just gonna go right ahead because I'm not sure when I have to leave, so I'm just gonna just go right ahead and dive right into this. Soul ties, you guys. In life we encounter so many different people. Some of them we click with, some of them we don't. But more often than not, we find persons who we may have dated, persons we might have been in a more intimate relationship with. Um, Sometimes it's family members, sometimes it's like siblings we're connected to. I remember this movie where they had a sibling who was like disabled, mentally challenged, or whatever. And for the rest of their lives, even though they were full grown adults, this particular sibling was very much dependent on them, like very much dependent, and like it was taking a toll on their life, okay, on the healthy sibling's life, like because even though she was dedicated and everything to caring for her sibling, it still was overwhelming. It still was a point where the person had become entitled and they feel like, okay, you are supposed to do this to me for me. You're supposed to be here for me. You're supposed to what's the song? Kevin Gates. We're supposed to be in love, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So today, this is why I want to just come on here with this topic: how to break soul ties. And this is something that a lot of people struggle with because it is very hard. It's difficult because a soul tie is basically a spiritual connection that you have with someone, some energetically spiritual invisible string that's connecting the two of you. Okay? And in order to break that, you have to go to the core, you have to go to the root, you have to go to the foundation of this, where it all started. Understand what are the dynamics of your relationship. Understand, all of the patterns that have been created within this relationship, so to speak. Because a soul tie is pretty much like a spiritual codependency, if you would. That is what I would call it, spiritual codependency, and how to break that bond with that person. So first and foremost, my opinions or suggestions or advice when it comes to breaking soul ties. The first one is definitely, you know now that you need to acknowledge. That's number one. Acknowledge. Because what you don't first acknowledge, you can never change. How can you? Okay, if you don't understand what's happening. So to acknowledge it is the first thing you need to do. Acknowledging the fact that you need to free yourself from this connection. You need to actually remove yourself and detach from this connection, from this particular person. Because if you're trying to break a soul tie, that means that this relationship is draining you. It means that the relationship has become toxic or always was toxic. It's like poisoning and it's slowly eating you away from within. So the first thing to do is to acknowledge that, hey, look here, I am not about this life. I am going to disconnect or disassociate myself from this person or these persons, because it can be a group. Sometimes it can be even a soul tie is so strange that it's something that a lot of people do not sit down and understand the severity of. So like I said, after you have decided now that you are going to detach slowly but surely, because it's definitely not going to be an overnight process, you have to then do so, because the action is what it's all about. So when you've made up in your mind that you are going to start detaching from this particular person or persons, you have to start taking the steps necessary to physically. Now you've mentally detached, you're starting to detach. Physically, you have to do the same thing. So you have to kind of remove yourself from all of the spaces and places that they might be in. The things that you know they're going to do, the ways they find you easiest. Remove yourself from those as well. Sometimes as far as like number one, delete their number. That's number one. Pardon the clicking, you guys. I don't know what's happening in the back there, but they'll get it together. Delete the number, you know, remove yourself from the particular environment, from a particular space that you know you are susceptible, you are susceptible of being found in. Okay? If they know that you hang out in a certain spot, this has been your spot for years. Yes, it sounds very sad, this is very tough, but the sacrifice is what is most important. Okay? You're not sacrificing your happiness, you're not sacrificing your freedom, and your social life. You're not sacrificing, you're not doing that. You are, though, actually putting your foot down, you are recreating your life. You are, reshaping, kind of rescripting your life. So, yeah, I'm in a sort of semi-public space. So start removing yourself from those places. Okay, be less available, in other words, because if the person that used to call you over and over, they know what time, what time they're going to call, what they're calling for, what they're going to say when you call, then when not to be available when they call. So you have to actually be proactive in this. This is all about you breaking this soul tie, not them, you. And so be less available. Like I said, you're going to have to change up your circle of friends a lot of times. You're going to have to change up a lot of things if you go to a particular gym, if you actually, walk a particular route to work or whatever. You may have to reroute. You may have to kind of even sometimes go to the extreme of relocating. Yeah, really. Like if you are one like me who care about safety, care about peace of mind, okay, and comfort, quality of life, you are gonna actually be quick. You will not be hesitant to do these things. Because a soul tie now, suppose you've been in a relationship with someone for, let's say, whether you've been in a relationship with them for about 3 months. That can be called a soul tie, but 3 years definitely is called a soul tie. Let's say you've been with somebody, you've had 3 kids with them or whatever, okay? That is definitely called a soul tie. Anybody that you've been really connected to on an intimate level, anybody that you have a bond with and share something as serious and as important as children with, you definitely, most certainly have a soul tie or soul connection with that person. It's this etheric cord. It's like, it's invisible, but it's very much real. So those are the two starting steps to do. Removing yourself from a particular environment, like I said, of course, like I said, first acknowledging, secondly, removing or changing up your space. Third, you have to actually be adamant about be stubborn. Learn how to be and have a life. Make yourself go out there and do things that you'd never had time to do before because of this toxic person or people. Go out there, find your joy, find your passion, find new friends, find people who light your fire, find things to do that you enjoy doing, that when you are doing them, the time is like, there is no time. And when another person actually sees you going on with your life and living in a better way, a more healthy and true way to yourself, that is number one, that is going to open their eyes a bit to say, okay, wow, like this person is doing better without me. But you have to be persistent. You have to be consistent with all of this. You have to start taking better care of yourself so that you can understand the value that you brought to this relationship, so you can understand that who you are was most important to this relationship. And now to restructure your mental thinking, you have to start to do that as well. Find books. This is what I do often. Go online, look for books, look for topics. Search for topics such as breaking a soul tie or what have you, cutting etheric cords. look up those topics and find related books. Go to your library, whatever. Find related resources. Even online, there are groups. There are different things you can find on Facebook, different platforms. Go on, go on, and go out there. The platforms are available to you. If you seek, this is the only way that you shall find. So after you've done that, when you next thing you need to do, hi, you doing? Next thing you need to do is do not get caught back up in that situation again, because the moment they feel like you're weak, the moment they feel like you've gone soft for them and you're like, oh my goodness, like, yeah, okay, maybe, like, yeah, we can meet up this weekend or whatever, they're gonna say, okay, wow, like, that was easy, and they're never gonna let go of you. They're never gonna stop this chase, okay, this whole game that they've been playing. They're never going to stop it. So it's up to you to remain adamant about, hey, look here, I am tired, I've had enough. You have to at some point be able to explain to them why you're doing this, if it matters that much to you, because for some people it does not matter, believe it or not. To some people, they can just cut you off cold turkey and keep it moving. But for some people, it's very important for them to have some kind of closure in the situation. So they're going to tell you, look, but do not do this right away. Do not just start off trying. You cannot detach from someone and still be in the line of communication with them. You have to actually use the no contact rule. You have to actually cut the cord. Okay, even if you were to do a little ritual, a particular ritual, like right now, this is the waning moon phase, right? I think it's like 3% waning right now, the moon. This is the perfect time during the waning moon, that dark part of the moon, that you go and you do banishing rituals, you do cord cutting rituals, you do, yeah, stuff like that, to release and let go of particular energies. So this is the time that you can go and you can perform a ritual. You actually can just find a picture or an item belonging to this person. You know, this is the magical channel and your girl is the esoteric empress. So I'm going to let you guys know what is up. You can actually sit down and contemplate this relationship in its entirety. If you have journals, if you used to write about this person, whatever, go back in them, relook all of these things, okay? Then, as you're doing that, what you are going to do, even if you have a picture of them, as you've read these entries, these journal entries, or whatever it is, even if you haven't done that, if you don't journal like I do, write something about them. Write a little summary, but sit down, spend quality time with yourself in contemplating and in retrospect of what this relationship was. I don't know why this group just keeps popping up all kinds of notifications. Anyways, do that and sit down one night, light a candle, even if you want it to be a black candle. A white candle will work, but a black candle is best. Do that, and then as you've done that, you say you are releasing this person. You can do this on the full moon as well, the end of the full moon, heading into the waning moon phase. Say to yourself a light prayer, a mantra, whatever. Meditate, sit down and think about this relationship, and imagine this relationship being dispersed into the ethers. It is just leaving now out of your system. It's like you're purging of this person. As you've read this journal entry, you're going to now speak the words that you are cutting the cords, the spiritual or etheric cords between you and this person. You are actually symbolically cutting this cord. Some people you can use it if you want to. You can use black string and tie the string around your ankle, whatever, and clip these cords. Clip them away and say the person's name. Call their name and say that you are releasing this person, okay, from your life. This works for as well for narcissists. This works for people with, narcissistic personality disorders. This works for like a charm, okay? I release you. Call them by name and say, my name, release you. State their name, okay? And, with love, if you so choose, with love, that I may be free so that I actually can go on with my life and be the best version of myself that I can possibly be. I will not remain scarred or wounded by this person. I will not let what this person has done or made me feel in the past hinder me from being my best self or from being loving or from seeking true love Actually be proactive, like I said. Articulate your feelings. It may seem a little strange at first, but do it. And the more you get into it, the deeper you will go. It's like you're hypnotizing yourself or deprogramming yourself from this person or persons. So if you did write a journal entry, if you have a t-shirt of theirs, whatever it is, this is the time you go outside and you burn that sucker. You burn it, okay? If you want to pour some flipping oil on there, some banishing oil, if you want to do whatever you want to do, you can do it. It is the mind that is most important. And as you watch that flame burn that item, that picture, the clothing, the journal entry, whatever it is, as you watch that burn, you tell it the same thing. You release that energy of that being. You said, I release you to the universe with peace and love. You're free to go out of my life, okay? And now you know that you're welcoming after this. After you've done this, you may have to cut off some friends, like I said before, because some of them may be their friends who may be checking up on you because they know you've blocked them. So they're going to have their friends check up on you. Hey, girl, what's up? Like, when last you talked to Tony? Like, talk to who? Tony? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember the last time I talked to Tony. And you go on with your life. You keep it moving. Like, you don't have to dwell and linger on the subject very long. You keep it moving and you show them that, hey, that name doesn't even bother me. I'm not moved, okay? It may be hard at first, but trust me, sis, you can do it. You can do it. And after you've done that, I would say bury the items that you've burned or release them. You can release them like a lot of rituals I've done in the past. You use running water. If you want to flush it down the damn toilet, you can flush it down the toilet, okay? Running water, a river, a stream, a lake, whatever. Just let it go with the tide, What a lot of people I've seen when the tide is going out, this is what older folks do or have done in the past that I know of. When the tide is going out, like it's not high anymore, tide is getting low, that is the time now after you've released all of this. You go to the tide, you go to the seaside, and you release any lingering energy, release any animosity, any bitterness, release it. Okay? And then I feel like as you do this, you start to slowly see the peace that is kind of coming over you. It's just washing over you. This is very important, I feel like, even to do when you don't have a soul tie to break, you can do this to kind of just keep your energy clear, to keep yourself from being weighed down from the negativity of others or the outside world. It's very important to do. On the topic also of soul ties, some people believe that they're entitled to your friendship or to your time, to you entertaining them. They may not be so toxic, they may not be the worst people in the world, but even in those instances, those are the people sometimes you need to release from your life because they are just serving as nothing but mere distractions, okay? They're just stealing your energy. Some people need people such as empaths. They need narcissists, need people like empaths to strain their energy. They need that supply, that fuel from the person. Because they're like, oh, what's the matter with you? Can I help you? Is it something I can do for you? Like, what do you need? I'm going this way. Can I bring something back for you? Whatever. You may not see that they're actually maliciously doing this to you because they may not even know that themselves that they actually are. This is just something that they do. This is inherent within them as a person, as a being. So you have to be the one to recognize this. You have to be the one to say, you know something? Sit down, take the time to actually contemplate what is draining me. Who are the people when I go around that I feel the most energy with? And then when you've done that, you look at the opposite side of the spectrum. You say, who are the people that I feel the most drained by? Like, who causes me to lose energy? And sometimes it doesn't take very long while you're asking yourself this question, like the answer just pops up just like that, like already. Anytime you're asking yourself a question, it's like you already know the answer. Now, I've been doing a lot of tarot readings and tarot card stuff like lately. That's a good way also to find out what can be done about breaking these particular ties with not so great people. But I would like to do, what I'll do is another part on this video, perhaps a tarot spell or a tarot ritual that can actually help to release these people from your energetic space. You guys, it's been 20 minutes, or you, whoever the person is. Hi, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining. I hope this video has been very helpful for you, and do be sure to go back in the playback and check back to the beginning, to start moving on from these types of persons in your life, because I've seen so many comments in the past few months and stuff like that on past videos I did, where people are like, please help me, I have this particular person, I'm dating somebody and their mother is this, or they're my ex's ex-girlfriend, baby mama, like something, like is trying to get at us, and like, all kinds of shady stuff. So we need to wise up and empower ourselves. Whatever the information that I learn, I love to share with other people, because we are in this together. I never was one to hoard information, because how does that help the world? How does that help anybody else? All right. So thanks again for watching. I'm going to end it here because I think my ride's just come. I'm going to go finish up some business and get back to like my baby girl. But other than that, if you do have questions, definitely leave them in the comment section below, and I get back to the questions as soon as possible. I usually get back to everybody's questions. And definitely hit like, and subscribe to the channel as well if you have not done so. This channel is growing exponentially, and I'm like so happy. You guys don't know how much this means to me. And it means a lot to all of you, all of us, because not just myself, because whenever we do this, whenever we hit like, whenever we subscribe, whenever we come back to the channel, all of that, we are actually increasing the visibility of these videos. The information is like literally taking like wildfire throughout YouTube land, okay? So with that being said, you guys, I hope this has been great and informative for you. I'll be back very shortly with another great topic. Until then, I'm going to say peace and love, blessed be, and namaste. Bye.